Hello and welcome to our basic training for Office 365. My name is Dave Burchell. I am a senior engineer at Aperio-It. Today we're going to be going over how to install the application Office 365 Pro Plus. Again, it depends on what version of Office is currently out as to what you're going to get on the other side of this. As of this recording, Office 2013 is still the main product. So what I want to do is we're going to be logging into a computer here that is just a basic computer that a lot of people have out there. It's not very powerful, and we can see what it takes and how long does it go to install Office 365. Now I won't be going through and showing the entire installation. Obviously we'll be skipping to periods of time in the interest of time. So at this point, let's begin. So I'm logged on to this computer here. It is a Windows 7 professional PC, and this time let's go ahead and use Chrome. So I'm going to open up Chrome, and again, when we go to look at this product, you can install this from any browser and it'll work great no matter what you do. So Mozilla Firefox, Chrome, Safari, Internet Explorer. Those are the basic ones that are the most common. And again, I'm going to go to portal.office.com. And again, keep in mind the computer I'm using is not all that fast, so this is actually a great reason to use Office 365. It doesn't really require a lot. So as you see that since I said remember me, I've actually gone ahead and pre-installed this program to show you what happens after you install it on a computer. And what you'll be brought to is a little bit of a different screen. This main screen here does not offer the installation, so because I've already done it. So for Windows in this case, when you install it, it recognizes that Office 2013 Pro Plus is on there, and then it takes you to this screen right here. Now you can always install more down here, but here's what you'll see is when you go there, you'll see the orange button that says install now. I'm going to take us to another place to show you how to install this if you want to do a reinstall from scratch. So what I'm going to do is click on the gear and go to Office 365 settings and click on software. And right here there'll be an opportunity for me to click on install. Now it's always going to be the 32-bit version. You don't need to change anything. You can actually see here that I've already installed this on one computer, this being the computer. So just for demonstration purposes, I'm going to show you how to do an install. Let's just ignore the fact that I've already installed on this computer, and every time you install it on a device, it'll show up in this list. Okay, so here's the computer. Let's go and click on install. And again, down in the lower left corner, there will be a setup option, and this is the Chrome version of it. Of course, Internet Explorer would be down here. It would ask you to run something, and then if it was Firefox, it'd be up here with a little blue arrow down, and you would run that. So go ahead and click on setup, and it's going to ask you if you want to run it, and you say yeah, go ahead. And what's going to happen is something called Office Click to Run. Office Click to Run is a streaming service that will go ahead and stream the majority of the application, the basic uses, to you immediately so that you can start to use them. So this little count down here that's going to count up to 100% is actually going to be something that you can assure that once this part's done, you can begin to use Office immediately, and it'll show you that. So let's let that count up here. So once that count gets up to 100%, you're going to see this screen right here, and it's going to take you through a little bit of a small wizard. So you want to go ahead and click on next. And I always recommend using recommended settings. This is going to keep your software up to date. You can say no thanks on this stuff, but whatever, you can just say no thanks to help. But anytime they want to set up the actual installation and updates or whatever, you just say go ahead. So right now it wants us to sign in because we're not really signed in at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and sign in because it's going to make sure that everything is connected to my account properly. So when you click on sign in, you'll get to the screen right here, and the first thing you'll see is it's just going to offer that you put in your username. And I also want to draw attention to here, as Office is installing in the background, you can use your programs now, but please don't go offline. It's really important that you don't reboot. During this process, you can get a corrupted install. If you do, it's not the end of the world. It can be fixed, but it's better that you just wait for the whole procedure to be completed. So let's go ahead and then log in. Okay, and then you click next, and then it has you put your password in. Oops. Okay, once you get signed in, they're going to introduce you to something called OneDrive, and we will be dealing with that in a separate video. Click on Next. And it says if you want to go through a tour, you can click on Take a Look. At this point, I'm going to say no thanks. And I'm going to be presented with this progression screen for a little while. It's going to say, again, you can use this now, but we're wrapping things up. Please try to stay online. And we do some finishing touches. And as you can see, we are all done. And you just click All Done, and that's it for installation. Now let's open up one of our Office applications. We're going to click on Start, and we're going to go to All Programs and look for Microsoft Office 2013. Again, this might be different later, but at this time, that's what it's called. Let's open up Word. And the first time you open an Office application, you're going to have to accept the Microsoft agreement. Go ahead and click Accept. Now, to get the most out of the Office experience, it's best to be signed into Office 365 on the application level. What I mean is, you can see, it's sort of hard to see up here, but it says sign in. I'm not actually signed in and communicating with Office 365 as far as these applications know. We can do a lot of different things, but it won't remember much about us. Now, if you had just installed this and you did successfully sign in during the installation, you won't have to do this, but just in case it does say sign in, you can click here to sign in, and you're going to go ahead and put your address in here. It's going to check to make sure you have an account, and if it finds one, then you're going to put in this information again. This is kind of like what it did when we were installing, and I had an error, a typo, when we got signed in. So now it shows that I'm signed in, and just to show you where to go, you go to File, Account. You can see that everything about me is going to be remembered. It's going to remember all of my recent documents, no matter what device I was on. It's going to give me a few different options to go to the sites that we'll again talk about later. But that's how you install Office 365, open it up, and go into your account.